Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the team that got me up to expert level. So I guess the kind of push towards legend is kind of working quite well so far. I really hope that I'm gonna be able to get it into next week basically. We are going to have here a team with our lead of Stunfisk, the Saysop of the Lostheart and the Drifblim in the back. This is a team that I had, I think, in my first top team video for the season. And I kind of want to give it a try here because, yeah, I'd been actually coaching with a very similar team before. It worked out quite well. I want to give it a try and see if I can climb a little bit with it. And while there are a few weaknesses for this team worked out super well for me, and especially the Shadow Drifblim was a fantastic Pokemon to run currently. And yeah, this is the team that got me up to the expert rank. Still 250 elo, like a little bit less now, to go here for me to get up to legend, but this is definitely a team that would allow you to climb up quite a bit with it. Stunfisk lead is a very solid one. Again, I actually didn't really feel like I had a lot of luck with the leads that I encountered here. In the first one I got the Dene, which is of course very lucky, and the Drifblim is just such an insane Pokemon in terms of the pressure that you can get with this Pokemon here. As you see as well, the opponent is America in the back. We're going to be able to win here and we can move on to the second opponent already. One thing that I can say definitely towards this team is that it was insanely fast to do the battles with this team. Like I went, I think the average time was like a bit more than 2 minutes now to make like any kind of battle go, which is kind of funny. It doesn't really seem to be like a team that looks like fast on paper. Like you have an Ice Element user, you have a very spammy Pokemon with a Stunfisk, but I felt like just with the pressure that you have with this team, you got through battles quite fast. So that was kinda nice. Weakness of the team you saw already in the graphics a little bit earlier on. A Pokemon that can be a little bit tricky is mainly actually Ferret. Ferret is the one Pokemon that I fear the most with this team. That being said, it's not even the worst Pokemon generally. It's still possible that you win against the Ferret. You just cannot really have your Drifblim aligned. And I guess Drapion is also a bit of an issue, especially if they cannot speed us like at the Teal, which is going to allow them to go for a crunch. But that's kind of the worst kind of Pokemon they can encounter. The Drifblim, the Drapion itself is not even that bad because he has also the ground type there as well in the lead. That's going to be alright. Here, we have to still take a crunch. I was hoping I would dock them out in time. I wasn't. And as we see here as well, we're going to get the drop onto our defense. And of course, against the Germnaa, at this point, we don't have any chance there anymore. But as we will see, we're going to have a Talonflame now up against us, and there he is, there is the Ferret. But that's not too bad, because what we see here now is that we were able to get a move off first, no swap out, and I do outspeed them now every single time before they get to another move. There's nothing they can do about them. I'm always going to outspeed them by exactly one turn. And so, yeah, Aqua Jet is going to come through here. This is going to be alright, doing some solid damage. And we see here already, we put them into farm down range. We can let the move go here. It doesn't matter what they're going to go for. And we can just go ahead and go for the full farm down against the opponent, leaving with a tiny bit of energy, but not enough energy to get to another charge move, even if they're going to go ahead and go for the Incinerate here. As you will see, they swap out here straight away into their Superior, and this is going to be game over immediately. Moltres is going to be the next Pokemon up against us, and they swap out into Drapion, and it's a bit of a trickier one here, but I do think that I actually don't really need Stunfisk in this matchup, which seems a little bit of a weird one, as he's going to encounter two Pokemon so far that are so weak to Stunfisk. But I think I could just stay in here and just play it out, because also my backline still has play against the Moltres with both of my Pokemon. And so what I will do is I will go for another charge move here. This is going to be the Mud Bomb, and now we're going to try to go for the full farm down with my Lostheart. And I think that is the best way of playing it. I'm gonna let the move go here as well, because a Fly is going to one-shot me, a Crunch is never going to be able to do that, and so we can just go for the double Aqua Jet in time before they even get to another move, I think, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. As I see as well, Aqua Jet is coming through, this is going to be perfect for us, and we get the shield from them. So we have now the opportunity to go for a shield here as well with our Stunfisk to get them a little bit lower. They're not in farmland range yet for the Astonish, but they're gonna be in farmland range now for the Astonish. And so I'm gonna keep the shield for my Drifblim, trying to win and just with a full farmland here, and they have the gas in the back. Good game there. Horrible lead for us. We have to swap out straight away. It's going to be the Lostheart coming in, and they're going to be able to go for the Area Ace in time, but I don't know what they have in the back, so for me, I don't really see the point of shielding the Area Ace up. I know it does some sort of damage, but in hindsight, I guess I could have decided to just go for a shield as well there. I think I still would have had a very solid time against that Empoleon. I will get, though, a shield here from them, because I know that they want to align themselves, and so that's alright, but there's something a bit silly happening now. As you see, the opponent, it's all going to be alright here. The opponent's going to be able to get to another move. Yeah, Hydrokin is coming through. I will let the move go. I'm actually going to shield this move up here, which I don't know if this was actually the right choice. I just decided to keep the health there. And I think I was a little bit slow there. I don't know how this all happened. The opponent only went for 2 Incinerates here. But they somehow, I don't know, like it all felt a little bit clunky there. Not too sure what actually was going on, if I was supposed to be able to win this battle here or not. But they're actually going to outspeed me here somehow. And they are going to be able to win this now. Good game to the opponent. Don't know if this was all the way it's supposed to be. I think with the energy advantage, I should have been able to outspeed them. Don't know what happened. Doesn't really matter though. Anyway, we're going to take a look here now at the Annihilape. Stopping in, we can just farm them down. I can take a hit. I know that I can take a Rage Twist. I know it does a lot of damage. But also know it doesn't really matter because I can now Icy Wind the opponent's Pidgeot. And we are in a position where the opponent has to wait here out, of course. But we might be even able to lock ourselves in with a Stunfisk for quite a little bit of time. But what you see a lot of times with Pidgeot in the back is going to be something that can resist Electric-type Pokemon, which I assume is going to be here. And it's going to be the Digger Speed. They wait out even the time there in order to swap out a bit faster, but it doesn't actually help them at all. As you will see here, we have now the swap into the Gliscort, and they know this game is over. Moving on next, we have the horrible lead of Quagsire, and while we had a lot of wins already, this game was kind of funny, because if you were watching my last few videos as well, I've been showcasing a lot of good Legend teams as well here, and there was one with a Shadow Quagsire lead, and there was one with a Tentacruel in the back, and so I know already what kind of team the opponent has, but it is difficult to play accordingly towards that, because we are just getting walled here. There is actually not a single thing that I can do here. I was hoping they have Blizzard, that's why I let the move go here. Otherwise, I actually would have maybe kept my Gliscort, because I know what they're going to have in the back, and they don't really have a good matchup with any Pokemon against the Pokemon here. This is the one weakness for this team. There's the Ice weakness in the lead, and in the back, there are not a lot of Ice-type fast move users. There's actually only one, and that's going to be the Dugong, and so good game to the opponent. Next up, we're going to have here the Dedenne in the lead. That's going to be a little bit better than what we had just now. But this was actually the first battle that I did with this team, and I misplayed this one. I misplayed this one quite a bit, which kind of annoyed me a little bit as well. By the way, battles are randomized, that's why this is coming in now. But this was actually the first battle that I did. Where did I mess up? I should have stayed in longer with my Stunfisk. I should have stayed in longer with my Stunfisk. Dusclops is actually, in my opinion, the worst Pokemon to kind of deal with for this team. It is such a spammy Pokemon that resists our fast move here, has super effective coverage against both of the other Pokemon as well on the team. It is just a pain to deal with. If I stayed in longer with my Stunfisk, I would have been able to keep in realignment if I went for another charge move. If I basically let them go for an Ice Punch against me, I would have been fine. But I didn't, and that is the big mistake here. I just didn't really estimate on how overpowered the Dusclops actually is against the team. I had definitely a chance of winning this battle if I knew what I was doing, but this was the actual first battle that I did with this team, and I only then realized, okay, I have to play a little bit differently against Dusclops. Dusclops can be a little bit of an issue that you really need to have the team effort. And so yeah, this is definitely a learning that I got from that. Funnily enough, the game wasn't over yet, because we still have the option here to go into our Drifblim and go for 2 Icy Winds, and if I can survive enough Thunder Shocks, I would be able to still win that battle. So let's see on how this is going to go. Of course, not keeping alignment is really unfortunate here in this battle itself. Power Charge is coming through. I'm going to be able to go for another Icy Wind, dropping the opponent's attack even further. And now it would be a triple resisted Thunder Shock against our against our Stunfisk. That's also double debuffed, which means if we have enough HP, we would get to the Mud Bomb in time. We just don't have enough HP. Yeah, close one there. Again, I definitely should have been able to win this one if I played it better. Like, it's my own fault there. Like, it's not the game or anything that happened there. I should have just stayed in longer with the lead matchup against the opponent there. That is all that I can really say about it. Next opponent, unfortunate. Jumpluff, generally speaking, is alright for this team, because Jumpluff generally is not running Energy Ball. Jumpluff is usually just running Acrobatics as well as Aerial Ace. And so what we will have here now is a matchup that I didn't really anticipate, and it's going to be a bit more annoying. But yeah, we have the Drifblim against the Drapion against us. Drifblim and Drapion, I don't know, the same Pokemon basically. And we are not even going to be able to get the move off in time. which just kind of adds on top of it. We were already in a bad spot before. We had to use a shield here because I'm not going to get 100 energy to waste. It's just not really looking too good for us. We really need a good Pokemon in the back. But the issue is with the team that they had so far, I could see a ferret in the back. Again, I actually don't know at this point anymore. I don't remember from this battle itself if it's actually going to be the ferret in the back. But I could see it being the ferret. It would make a lot of sense. Energy balls coming through. What do they have? It is more Pekko. It is a interesting pick here as well, but we have no chance of winning this one. I actually went up against my brother. I didn't even notice that. So yeah, that is my brother here playing. That is hilarious. I hope that I win against them. But I have actually zero idea. I have zero idea. I didn't know this. This is the first time for me as well. So I'm curious on how I actually gonna go up against him here. Discharge is coming through. We're gonna be able to swap out here as well into our Gliscor, trying to catch the move. We're able to catch a player off. That's great. But I think I might still be able to outspeed him. Yeah, I'm going to be able to outspeed him here. That's going to be perfect. And actually, my biggest fear is that they're going to try to fully farm me down here. But we can actually just go for the no shield, let this go, and have our lead aligned again, which is perfect. They have the Golurk in the back. I have to be using a charge move here. I kind of was locked in this matchup for a little bit too long, which is kind of unfortunate. But I'm going to be able to go for the full farm down here. I have to use a shield, of course. Yeah, I definitely should use a shield here. I need to have a little bit of health, at least, against that Typhlosion. I can go for the charge move here. I do think I'm going to be able to win this one. I do think this is looking very promising for us, as we have that fast move pressure from Drifblim. I don't think they have a chance here anymore. So, Thunder Punch is coming through, we're going to be able to shield, we can go for another Icy Wind. I could have even went for the full farm down, but in a lot of cases, it actually doesn't work out for me. But as you see here, they let the move go, and we will be able to win this one. Good game to my brother there. Finally got him back there as well. And he's not legend yet either. It is a season where a lot of people are struggling. Honestly, it's a season where a lot of people are struggling right now. Anyway, this is a matchup that I usually would have against a Jumpluff with this team. This is the thing here, Jumpluff usually runs a double flying type moveset. And so here we are going to actually have a very solid matchup, as we're going to be able to resist the charge move damage, as well as the fast move itself is not doing that much damage either here. So we're going to be in the right spot. We can go for the discharge, and we have just neutral damage against them the entire time, while they always go for some resisted damage. So we are actually in the right spot here. We will be able to win the zero shit scenario. And the Annihilate comes in, taking a Mud Bomb doing a little bit more damage than discharge does. We get the shield here, which is even better, because now we have the Astonish pressure and the Icy Wind pressure against whatever they have in the back. And so we are in such a good spot. I shield up the Rage Fist. I don't know what they have here. It's going to be the Lapras. I can go for the Shadow Ball. But I have a Pokemon in the back now that can easily take some hits from the opponent, as if they're going to have no Skullbash, we're going to be able to completely hardwall them. As we see here, Extra is coming through before they go for any charge move, which is super, super good, as we can now go ahead and let the move go. Drifblim would win this battle for me already. Sparkling Area, I don't really care too much about it. If they can knock me out in time, so be it. There's honestly nothing they can do anymore. The Drifblim is going to be able to win us the battle, even if they're going to knock us here. They go into the Annihilate, we can knock them with the Orchid Jet here easily. We're going to be able to now swap out into the Drifblim, we can win this battle here as well. The Orchid Jet was a safe play there. Even Lapras went down to it, so like it just kind of covered the potential swap of them. So that was kind of a nice play by me as well. In comes here the Blastoise against us. That is going to be, again, a matchup that's actually kind of okay for us, but it's like also not ideal. It's a Pokemon that I hear they get a free fast move. A Pokemon that can be a bit tricky for the entire team. This match, I think, actually got changed a tiny bit from lag, which we will see soon. It's not this matchup here itself. Hydro Cannon comes through. Because I gave them the free fast move, though, I'm not going to be able to reach another charge move. Here, I didn't get the free fast move, and you might think, where does it change anything? You're going to be fine here. No. They're still gonna get to this move. They never should have been able to get to this move. So I could have avoided it in the beginning if I just played a bit better, but I also should have not had the lag there against me, which is kind of annoying. So like I would have still had the Stunfisk with half health left and a lot of energy. But luckily, what we see here in the back is a Drifblim against a Diggersby. That's going to be a fantastic matchup. I know that they still have some energy on their other Pokemon, where I need to keep my one shield for sure. But with the Icy Wind here already, I am going to be able to drop the opponent's attack. And now I'm not allowed to shield anything up anymore from the Diggersby ever, actually, at this point. as I am kind of curious about the other Pokemon that I still have in the back there. I can go for the Ice Wind. They're very likely going to swap out now afterwards to reset their debuffs, which they do. It's going to be the Annihilape, of course, that we saw already. And I shield up this move, and I keep the energy for the Diggersby. I hope that I'm going to end up here with 2 Icy Winds. I don't. And I go for an interesting play. I go for the fast move. Where this is interesting is because I think I survive a Fire Punch from this range, just barely still. I do. I'm now going to have back-to-back charge moves, and even if they're going to be able to outspeed me here, which they don't, I would be able to win that CMP tie with the extra free fast move. Anything else would have been just my only loose con. Like this, we're going to be able to win this battle. And with this as well, we're going to be able to win, go 3 and 2 for this set here, and going to be able to get up to the next rank, 2751. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, very good team to run, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.